The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook.
Support for Red Dirt D&D comes from listeners just like you. Keep this podcast funded by giving online at donate.kosu.org.
Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Elias Stone, a human cleric.
I'm Connor Shenold. I play Sable, a half-elf rogue.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play August E. Greymore, a human fighter.
I'm Carrie Hester, and I play Moxie, a tiefling bard.
And I'm Brooke Bullock, your DM. Please join us as we explore the curse of the Clockwork City. When last we left our heroes, Sable had just been asked a question from Minthra, so I guess we need to decide what side we're on. And she looks intently at you. Tell me, apprentice, what are your thoughts? King Corellian or whatever puppet Zaylen Pierce puts forth?
That's a bit above my pay grade, don't you think? And I'll walk forward to where there's a chair in front of her desk and actually sit down in it. Kind of slouched, one leg thrown over the arm of the chair. Not proper position at all.
Such a harsh contrast to our very stern Minthra with her ebony skin and severe tight pulled back ponytail, her finery with the daggers on the side, sitting completely upright in her chair.
What does the society know about this Zaylen Pierce?
Well, Zaylen has always been independent. It's a thorn in our side in a way. His wealth from his clockwork technology and other investments has kept him a little bit above our reach. But so far, he's always vaguely aligned with our purposes. It would be interesting as a middle-aged elf, he somehow has machinations on the throne. Something is definitely in the works. He's looking, it seems, to make a change or a power grab of some type. The king's easy to control, King Corellian. He's older. His time's almost past. Probably another 10 years for that human, if that. Things have been stable. Things have been good. I like stability.
Don't we all? But some fresh blood might not be a bad thing to consider. But younger and an elf, similar to the both of us.
There's a little smile tugs at the corner of her lips a little bit. It's good to have our people in charge.
Definitely. The only thing, and I sit up a little straighter, lean forward a little. I know this is just a personal hang-up of mine. I don't like that he's experimenting on children.
So it would seem, but if they can serve his purposes, sometimes you need healthy subjects. She looks at you with kind of a knowing look that is not compassionate and says, sometimes children are a good investment.
I know.
Whatever the ethics of it are, we don't care about that. We want to know what his purpose is. Is it to infiltrate with these children? Is it to use these children as experiments for something bigger? I can't see building, as you said, an army with children.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's exactly his motive. At least not for now.
Well, let us think on this a little bit and decide what we want to do next in the future. We have time. We always, as elves, have time. What's next? What's your group talking about?
I think they've got a hearty interest in taking him down. I don't know exactly what their next plans are, but I do have a request from Moxie to go talk to her.
Very good. Well, find out what Sheena wants, then come back and see me. We'll make our plan what to do next. For now, keep using these people as your team. They seem to have served us very well in uncovering some things.
They've been certainly useful in some capacity, and I stand up and make to go around the chair before, I almost forgot. And I dig around in my belt pocket, and I almost forgot to give you this, a gift that I found. I will slide onto her desk the wand that I found from the merchant. Obviously, I'm not of the magically inclined. Don't know what it does, but hopefully you'll enjoy what it does.
Again, you'll see another one of those little tugs at the corner of her lips. She reaches out to the wand that's already on her desk, that's always sitting there, and touches it, and she says, "Why, Sable, look at you, being all affection."
Won't happen again, I promise.
Thank you, apprentice. Check in with them, see what they need, use them to our benefit, keep trying to find out more about the use of these children, and keep your ear to the ground for other weird machinations.
Yes, ma'am. And I will exit the office.
Meanwhile, a week or so has passed. Various activities going on. Dr. Stone has found perhaps a small rental place, something that would serve as some kind of semi-business with a little place above to rent or whatever. Not too far probably from the Siren Song. August, any ideas what you've been doing in the last week or so?
I visited Logan one more time.
Yeah.
Because, it doesn't need to seem like I'm just using him for info. I just went by for a friendly visit. And in the past few days, I've really focused on the guard to make sure that I'm still aware of the rotation.
Yes. Oh, that makes fantastic sense.
Patrol rotation,
Right.
when they switch out.
And even though Reynard and Galdrum specifically, although they, screwed you over, right? You do still have a couple of friendly faces that are there with their end. So nicely done. Good stuff. And of course, Moxie, back to business as usual in the last week.
I will say this, and this might be helpful for August to know as well, because it's something I mentioned offhand. Arya is dating a city guard, probably just like a low-level beat cop.
Right.
Maybe that is helpful for us later. But yeah,
Openly dating or like on the DL?
I mean, I know. I will say if it came up in conversation, I would have said, hey, what do you know about Steve? Is he a good guy? Is he gonna do my girl wrong?
I feel like it's probably just she's not hiding it. It's probably
She's not hiding it, but she's also
so
not
what I'm looking for is, does August know who it is?
Right.
And
That
does
will
August know
ultimately
the
be-
person?
So keep that in our
Yeah.
back pocket to see if that shows up later.
But yeah, Arya gets back from her day off, because it's been a few days. Kobe, listen, we've had multiple conversations about washing your claws. You gotta wash the claws.
Probably the most problematic thing has been whenever you've come downstairs one morning to get the morning crew going, or maybe Arya came in and found that Kobe, via pancakes, has found almost an addiction for maple syrup, right? And it's not uncommon, to the point where you've had to start to lock up the maple syrup because you come down one morning and he is just honey bear poo in that thing, where he just got his hands in the maple syrup and he's
I imagine that Arya comes back from her day off, goes to make some maple scones, and is like, I feel like I just bought maple syrup. And then she just sees I don't think I'm going through maple syrup that much.
And then you see Kobe over on one side of the, yes, he's got some type of cloth, dish towel on his hand. He's trying to shake it off.
Is Otto also staying here? Did you take Otto to your place?
So the way I see it is Otto can be here as a guard.
I can totally see as August left the bar, he was like, Kobe, help Moxie.
August, you gotta get him out of here. He's eating me out of maple syrup.
Actually, I may have a job for you, Kobe, if you're up to it. Go get cleaned up.
And he just starts licking his own paws with a big old lizard tongue.
Go get cleaned up.
Water and soap. We've talked to you about water and soap.
He wanders off, goes over to the basin, So August has come by. Dr. Stone, you come by to give a report on how your place is going.
Yeah, I've almost got the place set up. Hopefully in the next few days I'll be able to start seeing some patients because I do miss practicing since we've been here for now about a week. I've reached out to my office in Calamera. They're going to ship up some stuff as well, so should be ready to go in the next couple of days.
Perhaps had a conversation with Yuri at the Temple of Nagahe.
Right. So, yeah, I've been back and forth. Check on the children.
Yes.
Over the past week, make sure that they're doing all right, and also let them know that I really want this doctor's office, I want it to be really well tied into the Temple of Nagahe. So I want to make sure that if they need anything, I'm also there for them as well.
That makes sense. And of course, they are very excited about the opportunity to be able to have a place that's closer to the docks. Not necessarily right on Skid Row, but just outside of that. Or you tell me, we know the siren song is just outside of Skid Row. Maybe your office
I'm
is
closer.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm actually in Skid Row.
You're
maybe a couple blocks away from the siren song.
He can't afford the nice real estate.
No. Well, I also don't want it. I want to be as close to the people who desperately need my help that wouldn't be able to afford it.
There we go. Behind scenes character knowledge that maybe isn't widely shared, but maybe our audience knows. Have we talked about where Sable stayed?
There's quote unquote dorm rooms of the in the Sapphire Society.
100%. Yeah.
I have an apartment. I have a whole apartment.
There you go. That tracks as well. Sable, maybe you have gotten inklings that Moxie wants to meet with you again, and maybe you play that out on your own time?
So, Moxie, have you heard back from Sable yet?
Oh, you don't contact the Sapphire Society. The Sapphire Society contacts you. We just gotta kind of wait until Sable shows up.
Well, I'm starting a business. I figured he'd show up to collect some.
I think technically, I don't know where the line is, and you're really close to the line of Sable's district versus somebody else. So he might stop by, he might not. Also, sometimes the Sapphire Society they'll let one good robbery happen so that you're intimidated enough to pay the Sapphire Society for protection.
Why would someone rob me?
Because you have a doctor's office inside Skid Row.
I got absolutely nothing inside the doctor's office.
They don't know that. And listen, if it's made out of metal, they can melt it down. So I'm just saying, either Sable will stop by when Sable stops by, or a robbery will happen at your business. Either way, we'll see them at that point in time.
All right. Well, maybe I should hire up some of the city guard to protect my...
Under no circumstances is that a good idea.
I suddenly appear next to them. They have no recollection of that bell on the door ringing. Doctor, you need to lower your expectations of the city.
Oh, I understand that maybe a few of them are corrupt, but certainly not all of them. It can't be all of them.
Not the ones that
Get
don't
fired.
work there anymore. Sure.
Let me tell you, Steve is okay as far as I know, but he's also a beat cop, so not really in any kind of position
Is
of
he a
help.
beat cop around here?
I don't know. I didn't ask Aria. I try to keep out of other people's business. You don't want to be a gossip.
When you say beat cop, do you mean member of the guard?
Yeah.
I just never referred to myself as a beat cop.
I'm just saying beat corp sounds better than city guard.
Oh, August, you're so uptight.
So, are we going to this place or not?
What place?
Oh, we haven't told you yet.
I haven't been around.
This is true. Sable, come by more often. You'll have more information. Okay, so you know Keltaris Laurie. He's my city councilman of this area. Not a bad guy. I think he's a few years older than me. Here's what I do know. He is sympathetic. I'm thinking maybe he'll get us some inside information about the city council. Maybe we need information about Zaylen Pierce. And Keltar works with him pretty frequently. Maybe he has some information. I don't know. Here's what I do know. He's not gonna tell me directly about Zaylen Pierce. So my current plan is to talk to his daughter, Kira. She's a bit of a wild card. I'm sure you've seen her in the news. But She likes to hang out at the Copper Moon. So I was thinking maybe I go to the Copper Moon, take August here, get him in a nice jacket, a shave, get me in something with a little leg, and we can play our rods. See if we can get some information from Kira or get access to Keltar via his daughter.
And all of our townies know that the Copper Moon is a pretty high-class casino. If you have the money, you can go. It's not like they check at the door necessarily for riffraff or anything like that. But it's a pretty high-class casino and entertainment venue. Any townie who wants to go ahead and roll me a knowledge check for History Society.
I only got a 12.
I'll at least try. Yeah. Natural 20 for a 21.
Sable, if you want to share this or not, you can. You also know that the Copper Moon has a very prestigious VIP upstairs section. Not always, but often. Zaylin Pierce will make an appearance there in this VIP section. And Kira is Lauren, could be just hanging out on the floor. Her place to be would be in that VIP section, in that VIP lounge. But she might hang out on the floor some too.
So see, we get ourselves invited upstairs.
So, Moxie, you figured out a way to get into that VIP section?
So I had forgotten about it. I'll be honest, I don't go to the Copper Moon very often.
It's not your joint, I know.
But you make a valid point. Here's what I'm thinking. I put on that little purple number, and maybe I become friends with Kira. Maybe we get invited up there, right? I feel like it's a possibility. I go, I'm there, I maybe find a way to bump into her in the bathroom or something. I don't know. I don't got much of a plan. My plan right now is go to Copper Moon, convince Kira to talk to me.
I got it. You just want to go dancing.
I haven't been in a long time.
Let's take you dancing, Moxie.
That's all a girl wants.
August, you would know that the Copper Moon has a pretty strict weapons policy. So anybody going in, I mean, sure, you could try to wear your armor underneath something that's going to get a little bit of attention. Weapons of any type are definitely going to get you held at the door.
At the sound of that, we may all not be so weaponless. And I went to slip, thinking about my halberd, no, a sword, to Kobe. How are your climbing skills?
Oh, yeah, I love climbing.
You're sneaky, aren't you?
That's very sneaky. Well, sneaky's good, right?
This is a long shot because I don't know what's up there, but the DM does. I want to, I'm sure I have easy access to a sword. Give it to Kobe and tell him as soon as the sun goes down to climb to the top of the Copper Moon.
Yeah.
And look for a way in and hide, but also look for me. And you'll know when to bring me this package I'm handing you. And it's a sword.
Kobe, looking for a long time, and then he looks very, very nervous, tongue licks his eyeballs a couple of times, and then he's like,
What about low? Not high. Low.
Do you know this place?
Yeah.
Whatever you think will work. Remember, sneaky.
Kobe, do you know a way to get into this place without actually going through from underneath? Like I'd heard you guys have some underground tunnels. Do you have a way to get inside this place that's not inside the front door?
Kobe looks over at August. His eyes darting back and forth between two
I nod
of
my head, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that could be very useful.
It's,
His head tilts up and down, and he looks at you, and he's like,
Am I too big?
too big.
All right, that makes sense. So it could not be used as an escape route for any of us.
Get stuck.
Okay. That's mostly what I was thinking. Is if we need an escape route, that might be a way to get out.
Yeah.
Or to get in if we wanted to more covertly. But what you're saying is there's no way we could use these tunnels. But you can use a tunnel to get in if for some reason maybe we needed to get in after hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dangerous. Oh, yeah.
Sable, the Copper Moon runs 24 hours.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's not how a casino works. They don't close.
So you guys formulate this plan. You guys are going to dress up and be fancy, right? Is the doctor going to come in and do a little commoner gambling, or what's the doctor's plan? Does he want to go to the Copper Moon too?
Oh, I'm going to the Copper Moon.
Okay.
If nothing else, I'm thinking if you get in any kind of trouble, you might need some help. any one of you gets hurt.
I'll join you. I haven't been gambling in a while. I gotta make a pit stop somewhere, but I'll meet y'all up there.
Say you guys want to do this on like a classic quote-unquote weekend type of thing, wait a couple of days and do it on a weekend or whatever?
More like a Friday night, Saturday night.
Yeah. Any other thoughts from August?
No,
Do you think we'll have any problems from your past?
always, everywhere we go. But August is just in sentry mode for this. Not really great at how do we sneak and decept our way into a private room.
I need you to be on board to flirt with a girl.
Oh, well, I can certainly flirt back with them.
If you remember, I don't know if she would prefer me or you. That's why we both gotta go.
So you guys make a plan. You're gonna meet back here or meet at the Copper Moon, or
Yeah, then I guess that is a question. Are we? I would assume we were entering in separately.
Correct. Except, are you two empty?
We're going in together, Moxie and August, but we just assume that Sable's gonna pop up at some point in time.
Sunset, you guys are going in. I'm going to go in a little bit before sunset then. For me, I'd go in at what would be almost considered a happy hour after work type of thing. So I'm going to go in after I've set up my office. I think a couple days already, then my office is set up.
You fixed a couple of broken sailor's fingers.
Yeah. So I got a few extra dollars on me, and so I've got to go in and gamble them.
I like it. We do know that in the couple days after this plan is made and before you guys actually do it, Sable, you have to check back in probably, or want to check back in, I imagine.
Yeah. You find me once again in Minthra's office.
The Copper Moon?
Yeah.
How fortunate. He looks thoughtful for a moment. Copper Moon is not a client of the Sapphire Society. They get their protection by hiring off-duty city guards. For most of my tenure here, it's been a equitable balance. Sable,
Yes?
do you know about the deity Ceos?
A bit.
She looks at Sable for a long moment. Her purple eyes look like they darken just a little bit, and she says, well, at least you're getting better at it. But let's pretend I believe you.
You know I'm not one for the gods.
But then I also don't want to tell you too much, so I'll be brief. Ceos is a deity of luck and fate. He's whimsical and capricious. Not usually malicious, but, well, we all know there's good luck and bad luck in the world. The reason why I ask, apprentice, is that we have eyes and ears inside the Copper Moon, fingers too. All the body parts, really.
All of them?
She picks up the wand that's on her desk and starts kind of rolling it between her fingers. There's a half-elf card dealer who might be skimming some proceeds off the top. Greed just isn't very becoming. Lying has some benefits, and those eyes steal back at you. But it can be dangerous. But greed doesn't really have a redeeming value. So, go with this group of yours to the Copper Moon. You can let one of the others have the semblance of being in charge this time if you wish. Maybe that meathead guard, if you want. Oh, God, so the Moxie girl again? Really, Sable, you're gonna let her make the plan? I'm beginning to think you have some type of fixation.
I don't have a fixation on Moxie.
Well, at any rate, once you all get to the Copper Moon, take out that location for anything interesting. Trust your instincts. Engage in some facade of wantonness or frivolity, if you wish. When it comes to gambling, find and tail our half-elf friend, one of the dealers. Her name is Zephora. Tall, wiry, sun-kissed olive skin, long dark hair. It's got some silver streaks in it.
Easy enough to spot.
She'll always look tense, probably. If you find that Miss Zephora is helpful, that's fantastic. If you happen to find that Miss Zephora is skimming some off the top, check in with her numbers and let's see if that's what she reports in a day or two back to us.
All right. Always good to have something else to do in a casino.
Yeah, that's all I've got for you.
All right. What do you think my best shot is? Going in there as someone of the higher class or the lower class? I know they got a VIP section. Need to figure out how to get in there. Word is Zaylin Pierce shows up there every now and then.
That's true. In fact, she ruffles some papers. This weekend's a big party. I'm sure he'll make an appearance.
Interesting. Any stipend from the society I could partake of?
She actually breaks out into a smile. She's like, well played. And again, she reaches into the desk drawer. You hear a little bit of rustling around, and brings out a little coin purse for you. There's 20 gold pieces. It's not very much, but it'll get you started.
I'll lift the bag up and jostle it in my hands to feel the weight of it. Only 20? All right.
Use that new magic hat of yours and make yourself look sharp.
I never look good in hats. All right, I'll get this nut over with.
And so you make preps. August and Moxie probably meeting back at the Siren Song.
August is waiting downstairs.
I'm walking over to Otto.
Yeah.
Otto, and I'll wrap a knuckle on his chest a few times.
And there's the whirl and the click of some gears.
And I pull out a unfolded piece of paper that has directions and then proper location of Logan Mitchell's residence.
Yes.
Remember this. Do you remember?
And it opens it up, and like you see the little irises scan back and forth.
I will wad it up, and I will say, keep an eye on that window across the room. If by the next time you see the sun shine through the edges of it, I have not returned, I need you to take this. He pulls up a rolled up piece of paper to that address.
And he takes it. There's a little compartment on his chest that like opens up and slips it in and then closes it back up.
So then upstairs, Moxie is putting the final touches. We're going all out here. We've got purple sequins. We've got thigh slit up the leg there. We've got long bell sleeves, but like it's just connected at the top in 3 places. It's not a full sleeve. We've got not insignificant amounts of décolletage. We have styled our hair. We're also very pointedly wearing a couple of extra rings. So I will finish getting ready, maybe put a cool earring in, and go over to Rhapsody, who maybe is sitting down with a cup of tea or something. Rhapsody, darling, do you have a couple of extra rings that I could borrow? I know I can't take weapons into the Copper Moon, but I'm thinking maybe if I need to give somebody a 1-2, it'll be a little sharper.
Well, actually, I have something that might be even better than that. And she goes over and pulls out from her little vanity drawer this necklace that's on a silver chain, and it is kind of a curve archway to it, but on the top of that, it's got 4 little circles, and maybe there's like some little decorative stones kind of on the bottom of that curve or whatever. And she says to you, now, you see, this looks very, very pretty, but, and then she slips her fingers through the 4 hoops that are on the bottom of it, and it's a pair of brass knuckles, or knuckle dusters, some people call them, right? So she says, see how handy this could be? And then she slips it back off, and she takes the little chains that are there, give it a good tug, they'll come right off. And then she's like, turn around and put you on.
Moxie will pull her hair to one side, very cute.
So now you have a way to do a little bit of damage with your punch instead of 1 hit point.
Off mic, Brooke. So my dancer thing now has me do 1d6 damage. Did we decide that the knuckle dusters are mostly just flavor for that, or did we decide we were going to add on top of it?
No, the actual will add on top of it.
Okay, we'll figure that out later. Hopefully we won't get into combat. So I accept the necklace, and then I give her 2 kisses on each cheek, and I say, if I'm not back by morning, don't be alarmed, but if I'm not back by the next morning, then alarm bells. You know, a girl can dream.
Sounds good.
And she will open the door and she will go downstairs.
Ah, there you are. Do we need to go back to your place for you to get ready first? And then he turns around and sees her. My, I fear I may be underdressed.
I told you to shave.
I did shave. So he's just wearing like pants and a nice shirt and a jacket that didn't have a stain on it. Because the next best thing he has is his guard dress attire that he can't wear. Is this okay? Am I?
Moxie reaches over and unbuttons the top button.
Now I am on fire. Thank you.
Rhapsody steps around you and undoes the second button as well. and then gives Moxie a look.
Usually the uniform speaks for itself, but I haven't wore that.
You know what? Actually, hold that thought. Moxie disappears behind the bar and digs through a box underneath the bar that is a bit of a lost and found box, and comes back up with two things: a slightly nicer jacket, and not very nice. We are in the Harbor District, but maybe it's got some like silver trim on it, and a hat. You gotta hold the hat off to one side though, rakishly, if you will.
Rakishly, got it.
Rhapsody steps over and gives it a little prestidigitation, once on the jacket, once on the hat, pops it up, gets rid of the wrinkles.
Oh, look at that. It wasn't fish scales. It actually does sparkle.
I told ya. So yeah, let's go cause a ruckus. What you think?
Indeed.
And so you guys arrive, and perhaps Dr. Stone might already be inside. We'll find out. Sable, who knows? But the grand entrance to the Copper Moon is an opulent double door set with a facade of burnished copper and dark iron. It's accessible via these two curved staircases that sweep up from the street level. The staircases flank a massive, intricately carved automaton of a clockwork moon. Its surface is inlaid with whirling brass gears and luminous little silver filigree, kind of giving the illusion of like the shifting lunar phases as it rolls. The establishment doesn't seem to have any placard or obvious signing, like just this unmistakable namesake statue that's out front. Flanking the entrance are two immense pillars of polished steel and bronze. Both have a facade of an open hand near the top of the pillars that's spilling out on one pillar, cascading coins, carved cascading coins that are down on the right-hand pillar. On the left-hand pillar, the hand is dumping out dice that are carved, cascading down the pillar. And then just off to the east is a steam-powered sliding lift with some intricate wrought iron gears for those who maybe can't take the stairs. And just inside, you can hear the sounds of music and frivolity.
Red Dirt D&D Curse of the Clockwork City is Brooke Bullock as our Dungeon Master, Kiri Hester as Moxie, Connor Shenold as Sable, Johnny Payne as August E. Graymore, and I'm Michael Cross as Dr. Elias Stone. Our theme music comes from Ovani Sound. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Jeffrey McBride, Monument Studios, Describe.com, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by ST Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you are enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we discover more secrets in the Clockwork City.